Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a look here at Hedera Hashgraph, and we'll just go ahead and help understand a little bit best practice, big picture, what's going on. Gabriel Alvarez was actually the ones that asked me to cover this. Thank you so much for requesting that, of course. He's one of my current community members. Greatly appreciate your support, and of course, happy to help you here. So we're going to take a look at Hedera Hashgraph, see what's going on. And if you are not currently a community member, consider joining. Link in the description below. Fantastic opportunity to be able to become better trader. I have a trading academy, share all of my signals with you for the trades that I take. You can one-click follow if you'd like. All good stuff. Link in the description below, CryptoCache.tech. Now take a look here at Hbar, big picture, one-day chart. We're still under the 50-day SMA, and until we're back up above for a couple of days, I won't have significant confidence in the fact that it's back on track. I don't foresee us coming much lower though. If you were to look at the big picture here and kind of take a bird's eye view of the volume, while we have just a little bit, probably the most amount of volume just above. Actually, you know what? Let's zoom out a little bit further. We got, we've got decent amount of volume above. There's still a strong volume profile here in the more recent past. In fact, if we zoom into the most recent retracement, of course, you can see the largest amount of volume accumulation in the last 4 or 5 months or so. Okay, so again, building more of a foundational volume here, extremely important. Is it going to be a deal breaker? No, not necessarily, but I do think the bottom is in for Hbar, and we shouldn't see anything less than 18 cents in the immediate future. That being said, 50-day SMA is essentially going to work as a potential resistance, so just note that we could have some, it might have some trouble getting up above that, but we want to be back above. Look at the RSI. It's also telling us that 50 on the RSI keeps working as resistance. If that does, then of course we might continue we might see lower lows and lower highs as well as we have in the past. So in order to break this trend, we really need to get a close above 22 cents. I would say that'd be a very good starting point to give us that foundation to essentially build on to break that 50-day SMA. For now, RSI is still holding as a potential resistance. So just note that. And ultimately, not looking terrible, but not great either, if that makes any sense. Kind of fair to middling, but I do think the bottom is in. So, a price point of 18 to 22 cents is still good value for Hbar compared to where it could and should be eventually. Right? Likely a 2x this year, just based on the fact that in its history, it's done very well and hit what I think was somewhere in the 30 to 40 cent range. So, Hbar's definitely got some potential. Looking at the 4-hour, taking a look here, of course, we're underneath the 200-day SMA, but above the 50. That's a small consolation. We are above 50 and under 70 on the RSI, also a good sign there too. So this 4-hour continuation is healthy. It's progressing upwards. Not to say Bitcoin isn't, but Bitcoin's been progressing straight sideways for the last 12 to 24 hours, where Hbar is progressing upwards. That's a good sign, but it's slow and healthy. I like to see that. Okay, so again, big picture looking good there in that sense. Looking at TD sequential here, just really quick, we're at a 7. So we could see a potential pullback in the next 4 to 8 hours. Okay, so that's kind of not a bad thing, not a good thing. It's just kind of standard. So ultimately what we want to see is if it were to pull back, it doesn't come any lower than 20.5 cents and continues to progress upwards. That would be nice. Okay, we want to see that. Looking at the 1 hour, let's go ahead and quickly note for the Ichimoku cloud, we still got all the good signals here to kind of tell us that we do not want to close our position. But just know lagging span's coming close with the price action, so generally speaking, it's losing momentum, which is fairly standard considering it we're expecting a slight retracement, and it's been pushing for about 24 to 48 hours straight. Okay, so again, all good stuff there in that sense, but not terrible either. Mostly fair to midland here for Hbar. I don't see any potential massive breakout coming in anytime soon, but I also don't see any reason for it to come back down very hard. I would say dollar cost average is your best bet at this point. Continue to add to your position because that's ultimately the best consideration. But the truth is, until we break this lower low and higher low pattern, we're going to probably continue to go sideways for some time. My speculation is in this push here over the next couple of days, we're going to break above 22 cents, get a close above 22 cents, and at that point, we can have a lot more confidence in Hbar likely progressing upwards, establishing higher highs and higher lows. All right, that's effectively where we're at here for Hbar. So I know it's anticlimactic, but just want to let you know, in good shape there, not a terrible place to add to your position. I do feel like we have the bottom that is in effectively around 18 cents, and that price point around 20 is still a good value, especially considering big picture and where it could be. And I was way off earlier. We're looking at 45, even a high of almost 60 cents. Okay, so I think a 2 to 3x is likely for Hbar, but I wouldn't expect it to happen immediately. All right. I hope you found benefit here today. Thanks again for the request. Appreciate that. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day. CryptoCache.tech is a site. Link in the description below. Look forward to getting to know you better. Have a great rest of your day.